All right, all right. What's going on, brothers? Hopefully everything's going good. Hopefully everything's going well for you guys. All right, brothers. This is going to be part two. Life is patterns. All right. Well, another, I guess you say, episode. Another one. Another addition to the life is patterns. You could put it as the game don't change, only the players. So on and so forth. History don't repeat. It sure does rhyme. All right. In the background, as you see Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, may God rest their soul. But when you hear about their story, and even when I was growing up, they was in the top. Thank God, Bobby and Whitney wasn't going together at a time like now. Oh my Lord, oh my Lord, brothers. They would have social media streets blowing up. They was always in some stuff, man. You would hear their name every. It was very unlikely not to hear their names involved in some type of nonsense. But I remember hearing. I'm not sure if all the stories were true, but I remember I was always hearing stuff about them. People were saying stuff about them because like what you see today, the Tasha K's of the world, brothers, they are old. They are old, brothers. Your Tasha K of yesteryear will be in the barber shop. I mean the beauty salon. She'll be somewhere like that, But they was around. I remember growing up. I grew up with women like Tasha K, man. Elder women, her precursors, her predecessors. You understand what I'm saying? Some of them were my family members. You know what I mean? Serious business. You know, getting together and girl, I heard this girl, woo, that girl, woo. You know what I mean? You would hear those stuff, especially as a kid. You would see those things, and they love what's the tea? What's the tea? Right? I'm just giving an example, right? But I'm just saying that stuff was going on back then, brothers. But now you have social media, so it's more amplified. But anyway, they had a pretty tumultuous relationship, as you guys would say, a toxic relationship. Now, uh, who draws a similarity to that today? It's a lot of people in real time. There's probably more people, but I saw on social media in the comment section somebody made a comparison to this couple, Christian Coleman and Shakari Richardson. I was like, man, great observation. Great observation. Very similar. Game don't change, only the players. I was like, man, that's a great observation. Christian Coleman and Shakari Richardson is very similar to Bobby and Whitney. A toxic relationship. I don't think Christian and Shakari will be together as long as Bobby and Whitney, but I could be wrong. They could be together for many many years. I won't say they won't, but they are in. From the outside looking in, it definitely looks that way. Looks like they're in a toxic relationship. You understand? Kind of like Bobby and Whitney. Shakari Richardson is chances are Shakari is only going to get worse. Their love is only going to get worse because they're going to get a lot of breaks because, especially Shakari, because she's a woman, they're going to get a lot of breaks here and there. But anyway, but then again, maybe not because they're in Florida. She just recently got arrested, blah blah blah, for speeding, whatever. But anyway, from the outside looking in, like I say, life is patterns. From the outside looking in, I think that's a great observation. Like I said, I could be wrong, man. They might be together for a long time, man. You never know. I've seen it in real time as well, man. That toxic relationship. You brothers have seen it in the so-called black community. You will often see that a lot, especially back in the days. Now, I will admit, I don't see it as much as I did back in the days. I personally don't. I'm talking about you'll see them out there fighting, do. I've seen couples fighting, damn near killing one another. And it still happens. I actually saw some dude recording on social media. I might have to find a video where a baby dad and the baby mother was fighting. I mean, trying to kill one another. I mean, they going at it, man. I was like, golly, in broad daylight. So it definitely does happen. And I wouldn't bet you they probably back together having sex. I saw one video with, I'm not sure they was in a relationship. The dude was about to throw her over in the back, and then she started kissing him and hugging him, and they started smooching and all this stuff, and she came back over and went back in the apartment. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just giving you an example. this type of stuff has been going on. I remember seeing it growing up. Like I said, I used to see it a lot more when I was growing up for some reason. I haven't really seen it in real time. You catch it on social media, so you know it definitely still happens. But yeah, so that's all that is. The Bobby Whitney, the Christian Coleman, Sha'Carri Richardson. But I wouldn't be surprised. One of the patterns I saw with these type of relationships, you'll see them fighting one another, and people who know them, be family members, they won't even do nothing. I wouldn't be surprised if they just like whatever, just let them fight it out and ignore them. You would see stuff like that because they always fight. Next thing you know, I seen this happen. 30, 40 minutes later, they kissed, no hugged up like they never, like nothing's ever happened. It's like what the? you like this shit? It's like damn. As a young kid, I really couldn't process it. I just viewed it as normal. I had family members who would fall into that category. No joke. So, but anyway, brothers, yeah, I think that's a great observation. Life is patterns. I think Christian Coleman is headed for a lot of trouble with this woman. But people might think Christian Coleman is like the nice, clean cut guy, but I disagree, brothers. How can two walk together unless they be agreed? Christian Coleman is just as toxic as this woman. Just is. Same with Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown has gotten his life together. He's probably growed up, matured more. But Bobby was just as wild as Whitney. He was wild. How can two be together? How can two walk together unless they be agreed? He was with it. He was with it. Same with Christian. Christian's with it too. Some guys like it. It's like an extreme high. It's like extreme highs, I guess. I guess it's a dopamine effect or whatever. You know what I mean? But anyway, I just thought that was a good observation from that person in the comment section. I just wanted to talk about it. But yeah, anyway, but life is patterns, man. And I'm going to sum that up with saying this. As the elders would say, the game don't change, only the players. And I believe why the elders would say that, because they can see some of the same patterns from their time when they saw us, the stuff that we was doing at the time. They're saying it's old. I'm willing to bet you it goes back before even my elders. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes back to ancient times. I know it does. Maybe not that saying, but something that means the same as that saying. There's nothing new under the sun. Which is true. It's nothing new under the sun. It's nothing new what man and woman won't do. Their desires. It's nothing new. But it's just like the elders of yesteryear, I'm seeing reruns. The game don't change on the players. I'm seeing stuff. I'm seeing what my uncle went through, just for example. We talking about in the 80s, I was just a baby, a little kid, you know what I mean? I remember seeing my uncle go through crazy stuff, what you see guys going through today. Matter of fact, fast forward, I got another family member going through what my uncle went through. And I already knew how he would end up. Because I saw what my uncle went through at McGarvis his soul. And sure as they say, sure as S stink, sure as boo boo stinks. He's following that same pattern. I said, wow, you know what I mean? Going down that same road. Nothing new. Nothing new, brothers. But anyway, brothers, that's all. I'm gonna end it with this, cause I'm gonna do some more of these, probably. I'm gonna end it with this, brothers. You ain't gotta go back to ancient times, but you brothers who are 18 and anywhere from 18 to 30 now, you guys need to pay attention to now. Lord willing, He bless you to see another 10, 20 years. Lord willing, you can definitely go back. I mean, you go back in history, it's always good. It's always good to be abreast with history. It is good. But you ain't got to go way back. I ain't say you got to be a historian. But it's always good to be abreast with history. But anyway, if you could just pay attention to your time, watch. 10, 15 years, watch. You're going to be like, damn, I seen, not all of you, but some of you going to be like, damn, I can see the similarities. I seen this before. Oh, I know this is like such and such. Oh, yeah, wow. Some of y'all be saying what the elders said of yesteryear. Game don't change, only the players. Life is but patterns, brothers. Time just repeats. If history don't repeat, it sure does rhyme. And me having that understanding, brothers, it saved me. Because I was going down the road with my uncle, and it popped in my head. I said, damn, I'm walking the same path my uncle walked. May God rest his soul. It woke me up. Whoa, I see where this. I know where this is going. I woke up and got on my A game. You understand? But anyway, brothers, I'm out. Peace.